Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dialogue
What's
Dome. How
good?
we doing?
How's it going?
I'm Brendan. This is Max. We are back with
That's me.
another episode of this wonderful, wonderful podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And today we are flipping last week's episode on its head. We are going to talk about things that we love that everyone else seems to hate.
Yep.
I think we're going to focus this one because we focused last time on media. I think we're going to focus this episode on media again too.
Probably. Because I mean, we can obviously like broaden it out to like food and culture and
I was gonna say,
art and
I
all this
think we're
other stuff.
gonna. I think in the future we're gonna do a part 2 of both of these.
Oh, absolutely.
So
way too many things.
Oh yeah.
Out there to try and fit into like an hour-long episode. It's insane.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. Well, Max decided to wear a black shirt today, so there's really not much to go off by his clothing.
Nope, absolutely not.
Decided to wear something from Disney World. It's an Avatar shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a good starting point. I don't know. It's weird because like I'll start this off with kind of a weird movie to talk about because Avatar.
Yeah.
And we're talking for the record, James Cameron's Avatar. We're not talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah.
Avatar: The Last
fuck
Airbender is
that movie. God, fuck that movie.
James Cameron's?
No, Avatar: The Last Airbender. M. Night Shyamalan, fucking fuck that guy.
No.
Fuck that.
No.
Absolutely
No.
not.
That was universally hated. Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, is in a weird place because, like, he just made a sequel, like, 9 years after, no, actually, I think it was longer. It was, like, 12 years after the original came out. The original came out in 2009, and the sequel came out last year. And it's in a weird place because over the course of, like, the last 12 years, every time I mention James Cameron's Avatar, everyone rolls their eyes. At least I feel everyone rolls their eyes. And I always ask them, like why they are rolling their eyes. And they're just like, oh, it's just blue Pocahontas. And it's like, not really. I mean, it is, but, like, it's also not.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm the, like, besides you, I know you like it too, but I feel like I'm the only one in my little world that likes James Cameron's Avatar, despite the numbers being huge. Like, clearly I'm not the only one. Like, everybody gets made billions of dollars. You know?
It's still the number one grossing movie. The first one. And then the third one, or not the third one, the second one is number 3 on the list.
Yeah.
It's Avatar, Endgame, Avatar, Shape of Water, Titanic. James Cameron has 3 of the 4 top spots in grossing movies. Yeah. That fucking says something.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I liked the sequel. I thought the sequel was good. The first one was revolutionary. It was revolutionary at the time. Nothing that, like, the CGI, nothing that graphically incredible had ever been released. I mean, we're talking, like, you know, I went to see that. I mean, I went to see that movie like 4 or 5 times because, you know, everyone loved watching that film. Right. And then, I don't know, the years went by, and now every single time I talk about Avatar, they're just like, ugh, Avatar. I'm like, what do you mean, ugh? Like, I love that film. The sequel was even more incredible because, obviously, I don't know if you've done this before, but I recently watched, when I got my Apple Vision Pro in February, the first thing I watched was Avatar in 3D. And it was great. And I had never seen the sequel. I was supposed to go see the sequel, but I got COVID when I was supposed to see the sequel. So I never got to see it when it was in theaters. I saw it on the Disney Plus app and in 3D, the sequel, and I thought it wasn't as good as the first film, but graphically and CGI-wise, there's a huge jump. And it's incredible how James Cameron was able to take mocap technology and somehow put it underwater and not have it break or electrocute people. And like, it's another revolutionary film because of what he did with the mocap technology. He was the first person to really put it all underwater. And I don't know how he did it, but you know, when you have billions of dollars, I guess you could do whatever you want, you know, but I don't know. That's why I wore this shirt. I love Avatar. I love the sequel. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 just got announced. I don't know how I feel about that, but I will be watching all of them regardless.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily know either, but I think that's less on James Cameron and more about Disney themselves. Disney has an unfortunate reputation of finding something that makes them money and then making as many of that one thing as possible to like water down the entire franchise as a whole and just kind of ruin it for everybody. It's okay to have just one, maybe 2 movies. It's okay. You can it's fine. I don't know why we need all of these franchises.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that should have been, I'll give you an example of a one-off film that everyone absolutely loves, Emperor's New Grove.
Yeah, perfect example.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Wait, what?
Except it wasn't a one-off movie.
Well, the second one was direct to DVD, right? Or direct to VHS.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I still, like, those still count. I mean, they didn't go to the theaters, but they still... Yeah, but they
like
still
Pocahontas
count.
2 and Bambi 2 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't count those, sorry. I'm talking about theatrical releases.
I guess that's fair. Okay.
Well, then another one, Treasure Planet and Atlantis. Those are 2 that are one-off films that are incredible.
Atlantis had a sequel, but Treasure Planet...
Oh, right, Atlantis did have a sequel. So fuck. Treasure Planet was only a one-off movie, and oh my god, did people not enjoy it? I don't know why. It was a great movie. I blame marketing. There's a good example, but that has a cult following now. So
it does have a cult following now. There's going to be a lot of these like cult following movies. I'm going to count them for at least my side of the situation because I'm having a hard time figuring out movies that people hate that I love.
Yeah.
I don't know. But fucking Treasure Planet is amazing. The storyline is so cute and innocent and what have you. I mean, obviously it's just Treasure Island, but in space.
Who cares?
I don't give a damn. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. That was the first time that Disney, or one of the first times, I think Atlantis was the first one, that they put 2D characters on 3D environments. I thought that was kind of cool. I wish they did more of that. Like, The Princess and the Frog is the movie that kind of ended the Renaissance era for Disney. And I'm going to make another controversial statement a little bit. I think Frozen should have been a hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Frozen would have been the perfect film to bring that style back. It's the perfect film to do it because the setting is beautiful. It would have been a beautifully hand-drawn setting. And at the same time, the plot was very, very nostalgic for the Renaissance era. It was a very Renaissance era plot. And I just think that film would have, if they had chose to do that hand-drawn animation, I think it would have brought that trend back. And I really wish it did because while 3D CGI is great from Pixar and stuff like that, and DreamWorks, I really, really miss that old hand-drawn style.
Oh, so do I. That being said, some of it is coming back.
Mickey Mouse, yeah. The new Mickey Mouse stuff is great, yeah.
There's still some hand-drawn stuff being made and being we're finding ways to implement that 3D, like implementing 3D technology to make 2D looking things.
Yeah, I mean, I just want another Lion King. Like, come on. The first Lion King. I'm talking about something. I'm not talking about I want a sequel to Lion King. No. I'm talking about, because that happened.
It already happened.
I'm talking about, like, I want, like, another Lion King moment for this company.
Sure.
Like, another film that, like, like blows people away. And I know Inside Out 2 just came out. I have yet to see it, but
I haven't seen it yet. I liked the first one. The first one was really cute. It made me question things about myself that I didn't necessarily want to question in the moment.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
We'll save this for a Disney episode. But
absolutely.
Yeah. What's an example for you that you love that everyone else seems to hate?
Yeah. So I gotta say, like B type movies. Think of like Ed Wood or The Evil Dead or like those kinds of stuff where it's really campy, really out there. It's a riff tracks movie. You know, that kind of stuff. The type of movie that you put on specifically to make fun of it.
True.
I love that shit. I love those movies. Like The Evil Dead, I'll just go back to The Evil Dead, is a fantastic film where Sam Raimi took a bunch of his friends out to the cabin in the middle of the woods to make a horror movie that he wanted to make. It was very low budget. There wasn't a whole lot going on. Bruce Campbell did an amazing job with what he was working with. A lot of the makeup was solid and on point, despite the fact that they had such little budget that they did. And it was not the horror movie that Sam Raimi wanted. It was interesting. It was still fun, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But you can see in the sequel where Sam Raimi was like, okay, I have a little bit more budget. I'm just going to remake the movie again, and hopefully it'll be great. But you can kind of see that, like, halfway through the movie, it turns into a comedy. Like, I think he just kind of gave up and it's like, okay, it's funny now. And made it absolutely funny. And then Army of Darkness, the third movie, is straight up just a comedy. It has spooky moments in it, but it is straight up just a comedy. And I love those movies for it. I also love the fact that Sam Raimi had the ability to like shift his emotions and desires to make those movies what they were, and it's just fantastic. That being said, the reimagining movies, Evil Dead 2016 and Evil Dead Rise, which came out, I can't remember when it came out, 20 something, were the movies I think Sam Raimi wanted to make the first time. They were scary, they were good, the plot was impeccable, it had the budget that he wanted. They were amazing movies, and I strongly recommend watching those movies. I recommend watching all of those movies, but you need to watch them for very different reasons.
Fair enough. Oh, man. Yeah, I've never watched The Evil Dead personally. That's one I've
gotta get it there.
Yeah, that's one I've been wanting to watch for a long time. I just keep putting it off, to be honest with you. That's one everybody can shame me in the comments for that because I need to watch that one.
We'll have to have a watch party one of these days. Maybe that'll be a Patreon exclusive. We'll have a Patreon watch party. It'll be great. Yeah. It'll be great. I fucking love it.
That'll be fun. I'll give another example of a movie that everyone seems to hate that I loved. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the Alien franchise. Have you watched all of the Alien movies?
I watched a lot of the originals, and then before I realized Prometheus was a part of the Alien franchise, I watched it. And then there was the one after it, Insurrect. No. Which one was the one after Prometheus?
I forget, but it was not very good.
Yeah. I watched those, and I haven't seen one after that.
There hasn't been much Alien since then. Yeah.
I know. There's a new one that's coming out, though.
There's also a TV show coming out as well. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Yeah, the new one looks it's going back to its roots. It looks really good.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Which is good because it's Ridley Scott who's directing it too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what this franchise definitely needed.
Yeah.
Not whatever psychological mumbo jumbo all that Prometheus was.
I was gonna say the movie I love that everyone hates is Prometheus.
Yep.
Shocking, right? I don't know. I thought Prometheus was cool. I don't know what is so wrong about it. I get that Ridley Scott kind of decided to ruin his entire origin story with Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But at the same time, like, it's not. I don't know. It was supposed to be a spin-off origin story. I don't know if it was supposed to be real, but at the same time, it was just, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I thought it was good. I love the special effects in that one.
Yeah, the special effects were really good. A lot of the makeup was fantastic. There's parts of it that like kind of go back to the original Alien feel, but there's just like the origin thing I think is what trips people up the most about it, is that it gives the alien a specific origin rather than just being some killing machine out in space trying to survive like any animal would, and it gives it this I created something for the sake of creation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It doesn't feel. The thing that I found so terrifying about the original Alien movie was that is 110% plausible. We don't know what's out there in the skies, and there could very easily be a species of being that's very insectoid in nature that will, like, kill you instantaneously because that's what it's been bred for millennia to do. It makes sense that that's a possibility. And then we get to Prometheus, where we find out that, oh, wait, that's not at all what happened. Weyland-Yutani just went out, found something kind of neat and interesting, and then started poking at it until they created the thing that I was super terrified of in the first movie.
Sheriff.
It's just such a boring answer. That humans were the cause of all of life's problems all along.
Okay then. Very passionate about that one.
Exactly. Not to mention my personal favorite joke, the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Oh my god. What about
pick a side, left or right? You would have been fine, left or right. That's all you needed to do. Fucking hell.
Very true. No, very true. What about TV shows?
TV shows. This one's going to be another kind of controversial for me. There's a lot of Disney TV shows that I just don't.
Jeez, we should just make this a Disney episode.
We should make it a Disney episode.
We're not going to. That's another episode we need to talk about, but I love Disney.
I guess it kind of goes towards like a lot of the soap opera, slice of life, whatever TV shows that were going on, like Hannah Montana.
Shows you love but everyone else hates.
Oh, we were talking about love. I went back to hate for some reason. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was talking about hate.
Yes,
things that I love.
That's for part 2,
Switch
Max.
That's right. Switch that. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong episode.
I was like, you love Hannah Montana? I know you hate that fucking show.
No, I do not. It's not the greatest thing in the world. Sorry. Spoiler alert for the next episode. Things that I love that everyone hates.
TV shows.
TV shows.
I have one that.
Yeah, how about you go and then I will come in.
Yeah, I have one that you may or may not have seen, Glee. Remember that TV show by Ryan Murphy?
I do know Glee. Yeah, I do know Glee. I liked bits.
Yeah.
Glee,
okay, look, Glee is nowadays, it's kind of like, it's again one of those shows that has like a cult following. Like,
yeah,
it's been almost universally panned by every major critic these days.
Right.
And the reason is because it's just a bunch of covers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a musical show, for those of you who don't know. And if you haven't seen it, probably want to stay away from it unless you're into musical stuff. But Glee in general was that one holds a special place in my heart for me because it was 6 years of my life where it represented being different from everybody else.
Sure.
It, funny enough, started the freshman year, because it goes through high school. The freshman year of the main characters in that show started when I was a freshman in high school. So I went through that show up until the first 2 years of college because it was 6 years. And it just represented a lot about my life at the time. It represented being different. It represented, a person who, instead of, doing something like science or accounting or like, chemistry or something like that, focused more on their performing arts and their passion for it and trying to make that their life. And it's about those people in school being absolutely ridiculed and bullied and made fun of all the time. And I just related so much to that, that that's the reason why it holds a special place in my heart, is because, like, my school never had a Glee club, but we had like a choir, and it was just awesome. There were some episodes that were just cringeworthy, but mostly it was just a show about showing that it's okay to be different. It's okay to follow your dreams. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do something that everybody else doesn't want to do. And that's kind of why I loved Glee, personally. But, their music is still out there. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Like, the show soundtracks are still out there. They did so many covers. Oh my God. They have, like, I think it's like there's a complete album, or there's a complete collection. There's 3 volumes, and all of them have 100 tracks. Like, it's insane how many covers they did. Some of them are awful, but most of them are great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I missed Glee. It never really interested me. I wasn't, like, at the time, I just wasn't into that kind of media myself. I'm sure if I tried I don't even know if I tried watching it now, I'd still be interested, because now it's just it'll probably just remind me too much of high school, and I don't want to remember high school, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, neither do I anymore. Yeah, same.
So I don't know if it will resonate with me like it could have back then, but I wasn't ready for it, I guess. So I missed it. I just missed that whole era of TV. I know why people like it, though. Like all of the reasons that you mentioned. It made sense to me that was the thing.
Yeah, it's about being different, and that's what's cool.
Yeah,
it is cool to be different. It's okay to be different.
It's okay to be different. It's all right. Things that I love that other people hate. Okay, I have one that's a little niche, and I know that there's a huge community for it. But I also know that the average person probably doesn't get it, doesn't understand, or maybe even just doesn't like it. And that's My Little Pony.
Oh, man. Yeah, this one's all you, Max.
I'm specifically talking about Gen 5, because Gen 5 was amazing.
There are 5 generations.
Yeah. Well, there's... Shit, am I thinking of Gen 4 or Gen 5? Because there's one after the cartoon that I'm thinking of specifically. Shit. Now you have me questioning.
I didn't even know My Little Pony was still around. I thought that was gone.
I need to correct myself. Gen 4 is the one that I'm thinking about. Gen 5 was less good.
Okay. I still don't know what any of that means, so you're gonna have to explain it to me and everyone else who doesn't know.
So the one that I'm thinking about specifically, and we'll probably like throw in a picture or something, is the one with Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Fluttershy, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, as the main 6.
There's lore?
Yes, there's lore. What do you mean? Even if we went back to the one from like the 80s, there's lore. What do you mean? So, like, the one from the 80s, I never really liked or understood because I didn't grow up in the 80s. It didn't make sense to me. So there's no reason for me to be a part of whatever that was. And there were also human children in that one. Pass. Absolute pass. Uninterested whatsoever. Gen 4, the one that I came in on.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh my god, I'm dying. This is hysterical.
Gen 4, the generation I came in on, was the one that like everyone I think knows, even if you don't necessarily watch it, you at least know of it in its capacity as My Little Pony. It was originally intended for obviously a young female demographic that for one reason or another blew up, and then the primary demographic that was watching it were like 18, 20 something males. Just for some reason it became huge in the furry community. It had like a lot of life lessons and funny moments and bits. Pinkie Pie is hilarious, and I question anyone who says otherwise. I love her, except for maybe a couple episodes where she was kind of being a dick. Point of order. It's one of those shows that I know that like the average person probably fucking hates or doesn't understand or doesn't even like get into it. And I'm also full disclosure, not a brony. Absolutely not. But it's a good fucking show.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just did not expect this at all. That just came out of left field. Oh my god.
Like I have to justify myself, and I don't like it.
Oh my god, I haven't never laughed so hard in my life. Oh. For everyone on Spotify, I was just silently laughing that whole time. I could not. I didn't. I mean, look. I know of My Little Pony. Obviously, I did not expect that from you at all. To be like talking about lore or anything like that. Like the fact that you're like also referencing episode means you watched it. So like,
it's so good.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
The episode where Pinkie Pie clones herself like 1,000 times, and they have to figure out which one's the real Pinkie Pie, and the only way they can do it is by having her sit down and watch paint dry.
Listen, you sound like me with Thomas the Tank Engine right now. Oh my god, I can quote the first I can literally reference the first 12, 13 seasons of Thomas the Tank Engine just because I've watched it so many times. Oh my god, you sound like me with Thomas. Oh, this is great.
It's so good. It's really good. And I don't I never actually finished it, which I think is the sad part. I fell off halfway through. I think the 100th episode happened and I watched it. It was good. But then the stuff with the map and the weird friendship whatever's that they were doing, they really started to hate the audience that they had, and it showed, and I just lost interest. They weren't interested in me watching anymore. They should
embrace the community, no matter who they are.
I know, that's the part that I was on about, but nah, it really took a turn out of left field. I think the My Little Pony movie definitely went back, because that was after the show. I want to say that was after the show ended, but the My Little Pony movie kind of went back to that and fully understood what their audience was. But there was a time during the show itself where you could feel that they really hated the fact that their audience wasn't the target demographic that they wanted.
Fair, I guess. I mean, they were trying to obviously cater this toward little girls, and
exactly.
obviously,
but I blame
that didn't
Hasbro.
Happen.
Exactly. I blame Hasbro. I do not blame the show writer. Let me find her name real quick. Am I still off? No. Wait. Hold on. I feel like I'm so far off.
Off of what?
Off of the fucking generations. There's so many generations now. I can't figure out which one's what.
Oh my god. Like Pokemon for My Little Pony. Jesus.
I just need to remember Lauren Faust. That's the name. You might know Lauren Faust from other great hits like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends or Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
she
I'm
wrote
looking up other things.
You're good. You're fine. She was the one that was like the main animator, writer, storyboard artist, and director for My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, 2010 to 2020. Like
interesting.
That was the kind of thing. But I know at some point I think she left. I might be getting my history wrong, and people please correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say that she left at some point, and that's when they switched back to the target demographic, and then she came back to kind of finish things off. Gotcha. And that's just kind of what happened. That's just kind of where it was. And that's what disappointed me, was that Hasbro, in their infinite fucking wisdom, decided that this is what they needed to do in order to make it popular again. And it's like, fucking guys, you just don't get it, do you? People are going to like things that aren't in your target demographic. Accept it. Embrace it.
Yeah.
Too many people out there fucking wanting more and more money instead of actually understanding what people want. Excuse me.
Oh man. I'm sorry, I'm just still trying to process the fact that you even have watched any My Little Pony. I mean, that's just so funny to me. Like, I just didn't expect that from you. I really didn't.
That's fair. I don't know. I there's probably a reason for it. I'm sure. I can't think of the reason at this moment in time, but fucking who knows? Who the fuck knows?
I'm really trying to find some other things that I could talk about. That things that people love, or things that I love that people hate. I guess I could talk about the Star Wars prequels.
You could. People fucking hate those, myself included.
Which is funny because people hated them until the Rey trilogy came out, which was just
worst,
awful. And people started liking the prequels, and then
no, they didn't.
No, more than well, that's the thing, is the Rey trilogy made the other ones look good. And then
that's it though.
Yeah, but then Obi-Wan came out, and then everyone seems to love what's his name again? Darth Vader.
Darth Maul? Vader?
No,
Maul?
Who played Vader?
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen, thank you. Everyone didn't like him until Obi-Wan. Now everyone loves him, so I don't know, it's very interesting.
I don't know. I'm sure he's grown a lot as an actor, but he was definitely awful in the second and third movie.
See, I don't think he was that bad.
He was whiny and complaining, and he just kind of...
Just in the third film.
And the second one.
I guess.
But he was also courting Padme, which was weird in and of itself. She was like, what? He was 9 and she was like 14 in the first movie. The fucking shit.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
What the hell?
I don't know. I liked the prequels. I didn't think they were that bad. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, they fucking prequels sucked." Like, they're not that bad. They're not like they could be worse.
They could be worse. But, like, what is the first movie about?
Anakin's
No,
origin.
that's the subplot.
It's supposed to be. Yeah.
It's supposed to be the main plot, but that's the subplot. Yeah. It's all about Darth Maul, and even further than that, it's all the galactic trade negotiations that are going on between Naboo and the Federation.
And Jar Jar Binks.
Well, I mean, he's also in the movie, I guess.
I don't like Jar Jar Binks.
But, like, it's politics. The whole first movie is politics. For fuck's sake.
I guess.
And George Lucas is supposed to sit there and look me dead in the eye and say, this is what kids want. This is what children
Star Wars
want.
doesn't cater towards children. It caters towards everybody.
Okay. He's going to look me dead in my eyes and say, this is what you want. You wanted politics.
That's what he thought people wanted, yeah.
You wanted politics. No, fucking give me lasers and light shows and swords. Give me Obi-Wan cutting off a man's arm because he, like, looked at him funny. That's what I want. Violence.
They gave that to you in the Rey trilogy.
Yeah, and it was awful because they didn't know how to choreograph it.
Yes. Kylo Ren and his penis lightsaber. Fucking.
God, it was awful.
God. Yeah, and then Ren and Rey kiss at that movie.
God,
like
what even was the fucking point of that relationship? Like, let's even pretend that they aren't brother and sister, because obviously they aren't brother and sister. The fuck? Like, that was obviously the setup from the beginning that they were going to be related in some way. They wanted the Luke and Leia thing going on again. And it just... I don't know. Well, I don't fucking know.
J.J. Abrams directed The Force Awakens, which was just basically a New Hope remake.
Yeah, it was New Hope. Part 2.
Which is fine. But then... I guess, yeah. But then The Last Jedi came out, and that director completely fucked the movie.
Yeah, because whatever J.J. Abrams set up, he just, like, ignored completely.
Yeah, and then J.J. Abrams in Episode 9 had to clean up that.
Which was an absolute mess and a shit show. Like, there was no saving it. And I understand why J.J. Abrams left. He went to do Star Trek, which... so good. Great movies, except for Into Darkness, but I can get into that.
But he didn't
later.
The Rey trilogy was after his Star Trek stuff.
After? No, he did. He left for a reason, and I thought it was Star Trek.
Yeah, he left because of creative differences.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, he left because he didn't think that the Disney executives cared about the original vision of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, and they don't, obviously.
Yeah, that's why he left.
Oh, okay.
It had nothing to do with Star Trek. Star Trek came first.
I thought he left because of Star Trek, which was obviously the correct answer.
I can't with you. Oh, man. I can't. I cannot with this kid. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. The original trilogy, I don't think it was that bad. I'm sorry, I just don't. The original, it's not the original trilogy. The prequel trilogy. I just don't think it was that bad. I really don't. I think it was okay.
All right.
It's my own personal opinion, though.
I mean, I guess more power to you, and I'm sure there's like some nostalgia going into some of that, but I was disappointed. But I should also, like, full disclosure, I like Star Trek better, if it wasn't obvious.
And there are some people who will absolutely hate you for saying that. So
I know, and you can come at me because your tears are so delicious. Love it. Love your hate. Give it to me.
My fire.
Give me the hate comments. All you're doing is giving us interaction that the algorithm loves. So hate me. Hate the fact that I like Star Trek better because it's the better fucking show.
Okay.
There's my controversial opinion. to all of the Star Wars fans that hate Star Trek, I love it, and you can suck it.
Okay, then. Yes, I always knew you were very passionate about that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. What about video games?
Ooh, video games that I love that people hate. That one's a tough one. There's quite a few out there that I'm sure.
I have one.
Yeah?
The Doom 2016 remake. I love. Is
that wait? Which one's that one?
The one Bethesda made. It's our is it id Software?
Yeah, id Software. So like Doom and then Doom Eternal?
Yeah.
Those ones?
Mm-hmm.
Those were great. Who says they hate them?
There's a lot of people who hate them because they
can go fuck themselves.
Because they see.
What are you talking about? You hate these games.
This is the point I'm trying to make. There are some people who hate the 2016 remake of Doom so much so that they took it off the market.
Well, fuck yourself. That's an amazing game.
It is an amazing game. I love that one. I've never played Doom Eternal, but I've heard it's good. I've heard it's better than the 2016, but yeah, I thought the 2016 one was great. I played it, and I think it's what the franchise needed. And the Doomslayer is this like massive force that cannot be stopped. Like
exactly. That's the whole point of the franchise. Anyone who says differently, like there's some bigger story or whatever, and like sure they tried to insert like a bigger story into the 2016 remake with fucking what's his name, the robot guy who implanted his brain into a robot. I don't care. Give me demons. I want to kill them. I want to kill them all because that's so fucking good. The battle mechanics were fantastic. You could like it was everything that I wanted in a looter shooter. Just it was everything I could have ever wanted in a first person shooter game. It was fantastic and great.
I agree.
And anyone who says otherwise can go fuck themselves. That's not okay. Your opinion is wrong and you should feel bad.
Jesus. Oh my god. Holy shit. What else? You have one?
I mean, going back to Doom, there was Doom 3, but that one I hated it. I hated Doom 3, but we're not talking about hate. Talking about things that I love that people hated. Mm-hmm. Video games. I don't. God, I liked. Injustice is basically Mortal Kombat, and everybody liked Mortal Kombat. Fallout is always an amazing choice for any and every occasion.
A lot of people, I know you loved Fallout 4.
I liked Fallout 4.
Right,
Love
but
is a strong
you liked it, right? You liked it.
I did like Fallout.
There are some people who hated Fallout 4.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who hated Fallout 4 because it was. I mean, I don't actually even really know the reason why. I think it was just because it was a little different from 3 and New Vegas.
Sure.
Like, the game engine got updated, the VAT system changed, like the Pip-Boy system changed a little bit. I don't know. I love 4.
It could have been settlements. I didn't like settlements.
Oh, okay. If we're really talking about that, I hated settlements until I played Fallout 76, which is an example of a game I love that everyone hates. Fallout 76, the settlements got so much better.
Yeah.
In 4, they were kind of pointless.
Yeah, they were. It was just like
in 76. In 76, you can make it like a base of operations, but like in Fallout 4, it's just there. Like.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's good for trading, I guess, and there's some, like, you can make some money off of it, which is fine, whatever, but, like, you don't actually need settlements in order to beat the game, and I think that's the thing that really made it fail, is that they just were kind of there as an addition, rather than being a pivotal thing that you needed for the game. Now, I'm not saying that it should have been a pivotal thing that you needed for the game. It really shouldn't have, because I still hate it. I'm just saying that that's potentially a reason why it failed as much as it did. But I mean, obviously, New Vegas is a superior Fallout title anyway. So
yeah, which is ironic because it's made by Obsidian.
I know. Why can't Obsidian just come back and make?
Because Obsidian, instead, what they're doing is they're making their own versions of those games. So like,
I guess that's fair.
So like, they made the Outer Worlds, which I loved. The Outer Worlds,
so it was good. Oh, it was so good. Yeah. It's too big. I will say that right now. It is too big. But
yeah, the Outer Worlds.
I loved it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Fallout New Vegas was bigger, but okay.
Bigger? I mean, I guess
the Outer Worlds
the DLC.
The Outer Worlds was that's a game we should play on the channel. The Outer Worlds is it's just a bunch of like linear maps on the planets, you know? That's where I think Starfield failed, was that it was way too big.
Yeah.
I think Starfield failed because there wasn't a limit to the world. You could literally stay on the same planet and walk around the whole thing if you really wanted to. Whereas the Outer Worlds had a very set map for each planet, and I think that's where it succeeded. Obsidian this year is releasing, which we're going to play on the channel because it's going to be one of my games that I've decided I want to play. Avowed is what it's called. You saw that. I showed you a trailer of this. It's Obsidian's version of the Elder Scrolls.
Did I say this?
I'll show it to you after if we have.
Okay.
But it's Obsidian's version. It's basically Obsidian's version of Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I am so excited because this is a brand new IP. If this takes off, we could be looking at a really good Elder Scrolls competitor, which is good because that means the Elder Scrolls will be even better. You know, the competition is always good.
Yeah. Competition always breeds success for both parties. Like, I don't understand this monopolizing bullshit that's going on nowadays. You can see it in so many different things, and this is obviously a different topic, but I hate it. I hate that companies are trying to buy up all that they can. Where was I?
Monopolizing.
Companies monopolizing. I hate the fact that there are companies out there trying to grab everything that they can and put it into their own ecosystem and whatever, in order to just close down certain things because they're afraid of competition. They're afraid that somebody's going to be better than them. They're afraid of people like buying different products. It's like, if you're afraid of someone buying a different product, make a better fucking product. Like,
that's
the
how
hell are you
works.
doing?
Yeah, but anyway, so let's save that for a different episode.
That's obviously a different
I
episode.
agree with you, but let's save that for a different episode. Avowed is going to be basically Obsidian's version of Skyrim. So I'm excited to play that one. I can't wait. But the other thing is, like, another game that I love that everyone else hates is, and I can't figure out what the hate is for at all. The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, it's mostly the story. I already know the answer to this one. It's mostly whatever happened in the story.
The story is incredible.
Oh, I know it's incredible. No, they got too close to the characters is what I think was happening. Whatever happened with Ellie and
Joel. It's okay.
Joel, thank you.
The game's been out
whatever
for years.
happened with Ellie and I know. Whatever happened with Ellie and Joel and her name as well. I think it was mostly her name. Abby, thank you. Abby doing whatever she did obviously pissed off a ton of people, and the voice actress was really good in her role, and I think that's what it was, is that people just got too close to the media. They were too connected to those characters, and they had a harder time separating fiction from reality. Like,
I think The Last of Us Part 1 and The Last of Us Part 2 are two of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah. Great. Fantastic
and
game.
Story.
Wonderful.
Story is incredible.
I still need to play the second one, but the first one was great. I loved it.
Maybe we should do that one on the channel too.
Why not? I'm down.
I'm down, yeah. I have Part 1 and Part 2 remastered.
Perfect. But yeah, like I think that's all that was. Is it wasn't that it wasn't technically good. It wasn't that the story wasn't good. It wasn't that the voice acting wasn't good or anything like that. I think it was just people got too close, and when they did things that like severely impacted people's emotional states, their ego, if you will, they took it hard. They took it really hard because they didn't know how to like reconcile that.
That's their own fucking fault.
I agree.
Sorry. Agree. Just saying it out loud and being brutal, but
oh yeah,
that's their own fucking fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their own fault for getting too close, and that happens with all sorts of media out there. Maybe this is another topic that we can talk about.
Jesus.
Toxic fan bases and whatnot. But like
Taylor Swift, no.
I don't know. Anyway.
Anyway. We are running out of time, so let's call it here, I guess.
Sure.
We're gonna do again, like I said, a part 2 of both of these little episodes that we've done the last 2 weeks. I think we are gonna next time broaden it to just more general things, less about media and more about general things, because I think that there's a lot of things that people love that I hate, and a lot of things that people hate that I love. So
exactly,
it's a good time overall.
Yeah.
Why don't you close this out?
I'll go ahead and close out. Thank you one and all once again for joining us on another delectable and delicious episode of the Dialogue Dome. This has been me, your aggravating and yet somewhat charming Max, and that over there is your infuriating while also delectable and delicious Brennan.
I took off my headphones because I can't stand this ending. I'm just kidding. Oh, man.
We've been here trying to be entertaining as much as we can.
Trying
also
is
giving
the key word.
Trying is definitely the key word. We are giving opinions. Please understand. We're just being opinionated like anyone else making these kinds of podcasts.
Exactly.
You can love whatever you want. I don't care. As long as it's consensual and no one gets hurt. That's all I care about. Anyway, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the fun stuff. Check out our Patreon, where we're going to have exclusive content on there showing you behind the scenes footage of what we do behind the scenes, as it were. You might find more information that you didn't even know about, or topics that we just didn't think YouTube would appreciate. So go ahead and check us out, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.